Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. If this is the first time that you are watching one of my videos, I always start all of my videos and all of my mornings this way. I always make an oat milk latte. Anyway, today I am going to be sharing with you a drawing or a colored pencil painting of a pool scene. And I took this picture back in August when my family and I went to my brother's wedding in Mexico, in Playa del Carmen. And I took this photograph of my sister just lying down by the pool. It was a beautiful day, and one thing that I absolutely love as far as art, because I've been doing this journey so that I can figure out what style I gravitate towards as far as what I want to create myself. And there's certain color palettes that I gravitate towards, and one of them is anything that has to do with either a beach scene or a pool scene, but with figures, not just like a beach scene where I'm just seeing the sand and the ocean, but when there's a figure. I love the way that the contrast is between the sun, very bright sun highlights, and the shadows. And one of the things that I'm realizing is that more than anything, what makes me enjoy an artwork is mostly the color palette that is used. And I love the color palettes, for example, that Renoir used. I don't know if any of you have ever seen his painting called Luncheon of the Boating Party. Oh, I just absolutely love those colors. And I also love, I believe it might be called Girls on the Piano. They're a little bit different, but that kind of palette just, I don't know, it calls to me. And I remember I went to Vegas and I went to the Wynn Hotel. They have a buffet there. And I absolutely fell in love with the decor, the colors that they use in that Wynn Hotel buffet area. If I could replicate that in every single one of my paintings, I think I would. But anyway, what I'm doing here is going through the whole drawing. I'm trying to lay out at least the first layer of color. And if I do this throughout the whole piece, it kind of makes me feel that I've accomplished a lot. And after I do the first layer, then going over the different areas with the colors that I need in order to make it look more like what I need to make it look like, it just becomes a lot easier. So as you can see here, I had to decide what color I was going to do her bathing suit, and I decided on a blue first, but I will be layering this as I go along. When I am actually drawing, I focus a lot, and it's really difficult for me to talk, but I do talk to myself a lot. And as I was reviewing this video, I realized that I do a lot of that. Wait a second. I need to erase this because I made a mistake here. Just a little bit goes here. The rest. blue in the water is like looks like a non-phthalo blue. Non-phthalo blue. Non-phthalo blue. So now that I have the very first very light layer all throughout my piece, I'm going to start building the colors on the skin, and I'm going for the shadows on the leg or the thigh area. And I chose a blue to start building this layer. Every now and then I'll stop and use the viewfinder that I made out of an index card. I just cut out a small square and I put that small square against the photograph that I'm referencing just to see the color that I need to match. It's a lot easier when you have white surrounding a color. You can actually see it a lot more clearly, and that's what I was doing there so that I could try to match the shadows as closely as possible. I took a break from drawing for the MLK weekend. I drove up with my friend to Bryson City, North Carolina, and it was beautiful. We woke up to the most spectacular snow on Saturday morning, and we just basically stayed most of the time playing games and watching some movies. I also did some writing, and we did go down to the town for a little bit. We went to this little store called the Cottage Craftsman, where I found a really nice color theory book that I bought. They also had some artwork. It was just really nice. And I have to say, though, that when we were going to drive back to Atlanta, I was quite nervous because the roads are not paved, which is actually better because I think they would have been more slippery. They have gravel, but my friend assured me that her car could handle it. But we made it home safely. It was a nice drive, especially with the snow. And then when I got home, I started back on my art, but I just sat down on my chair, and here's a little bit of my progress. I ended up staying in that chair until I finished it, and here it is. I hope you guys like it. I found the pool water the hardest to do. My sister's actually lying down on an area that's extremely shallow. It's just to keep yourself cool while you soak up the sun. But anyway, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I wanted to share the book that I talked about, the color theory book that I got when I was in Bryson City. This is not a review of the book because I haven't used it yet. From what I've seen, it seems to be really good, and I thought that it would be helpful just to have as a reference. But if you can see on the contents page, the book is divided into color theory, how to mix colors for oils and acrylics. And it also, so I liked it a lot because it has how to use different mediums. So oils, acrylics, and watercolors. And it has how to mix colors for portraits and landscapes, which I find really, really helpful. And if you can see, there is a section, the section that is the section on portraits tells you what kind of colors you're going to need for the skin tones, and it tells you what to buy. So I find that very useful. I thought I'd leave you with a short view of my art room. It is a mess. I have things all over the place, so I think I'm going to get to organizing this. And again, I will see you guys the next time. Thank you for joining me.